to the beautiful valleys of the Carinthian province.
Followed by the Wild West, Austrian style.
And then stories about the friendship between the cowboy Old Shatterhand and the Indian Winnetou are as familiar to German-speaking youngsters as the Lone Ranger and Tonto are to youngsters in the United States.
Yep, this is Austria too. The fascination of the American Wild West knows no borders. The German author Karl May fascinated the youth of German-speaking countries with his tales of the friendship between the Indian Winnetou and the cowboy Old Shatterhand. And just outside the small town of Föhl in Lower Austria, the tales of the two are brought to life on a natural stage. What's it like playing such an unusual role?
Sehr angenehm. Ich muss sagen, dass ich mich mit der Rolle absolut identifiziere.
It's great to be playing this role, in particular being able to represent true values that appear to be disappearing in our society, values that are important for our future.
Verschwinden drohen, die aber, glaube ich, für unsere Zukunft sehr wichtig sind.
Yaki, you play a Comanche. How did you get this role here at the Karl May Festival?
Dazu muss ich sagen, dass ich immer ein Klischee vertrete.
I've always been interested in the history and culture of the American Indian. I try to discover as much as possible about them. Here, I play a cliché, the aggressive Indian, a counterpoint to the more compromising Winnetou. But I'm sure the American audiences are probably aware of the fact that if the Indians had fought more vigorously for their rights, things might well have turned out differently.
Dass wenn die Indianer sich damals mehr gewehrt hätten, es vielleicht manches anders gekommen wäre.
The mostly amateur actors take their roles very seriously, and the action scenes are well choreographed to heighten the suspense. The stunts and writing are all of high caliber.
What kind of feeling is it to be playing in the Karl May Festival in front of all these young people?
Das ist super, spitze, einmalig. Eine tolle Erfahrung.
Yeah? Probably the funniest role in this Karl May Festival. How did you get this role?
Let me say it like this. I want to be remembered for my great vocal ability. The showmanship goes with it, and so my whole life is a show. And look at me. Who's better, who's best?
The Karl May Festival in Föhl, Lower Austria, was started by private initiative in 1988 and proved to be such a success that it has now become an annual event every August weekend here. The actors, all young Austrians, begin rehearsals for the show in May to prepare for the rigorous 2-hour event. In this story, how else could it be? The good guys defeat the bad guys, but only after a hard-fought battle. And as one can see, the audience loved it.
From the Austrian version of the Wild West